Safety should always come first. If you feel threatened, remove yourself from the situation immediately. It's important to report the incident to the appropriate authorities, such as the local police or the licensing board that oversees contractors. Consider consulting with an attorney to discuss legal options, as assault and battery are serious crimes. Be sure to obtain any evidence related to the incident. This could include witness statements, photographs of any injuries, or medical records if you sought treatment. Inform the contractor's licensing board or regulatory agency about what happened. Thoroughly document the entire situation. Include the dates, times, and a detailed account of exactly what transpired. Contact your own licensing board or professional organization for guidance and support on how to proceed. Continue to perform your duties as a responsible inspector, always ensuring electrical safety standards are met. Be aware of the potential for retaliation and take appropriate precautions to protect yourself. One option is to consider requesting an escort from law enforcement or a licensed security guard when conducting inspections in situations that seem potentially dangerous. Additional tips to keep in mind include: firstly, staying calm and professional, even when faced with aggression. Maintaining your composure is crucial. Secondly, setting clear boundaries. Clearly explain to the contractor that their behavior is unacceptable and that violence will not be tolerated. Thirdly, avoiding confrontations. If the situation starts to escalate, disengage and seek help from authorities or a neutral third party. Fourthly, prioritizing safety. Your safety and well-being are the most important thing. Do not put yourself at risk. Seek support by talking to colleagues, supervisors, or family members about the incident. They can offer emotional support and guidance during this challenging time. Remember that you have the right to a safe working environment, and it's important to take steps to protect yourself and ensure that such incidents are properly addressed. It's also important to understand the role of the main bonding jumper in electrical systems, as this was the initial point of contention. The main bonding jumper is a critical component in ensuring electrical safety. It connects the grounded conductor, often the neutral, to the equipment grounding system at the service equipment. This connection provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, which is essential for the proper operation of overcurrent protective devices like circuit breakers or fuses. Without a main bonding jumper, fault current may not be able to return to the source effectively, which can prevent overcurrent devices from tripping in a timely manner. This can lead to dangerous voltage on metal parts of equipment and increase the risk of electrical shock. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific requirements for main bonding jumpers. The size of the bonding jumper is determined by the size of the service entrance conductors, as outlined in NEC Table 250.102 colon. It's crucial to ensure that the bonding jumper is properly sized to handle the potential fault current. The NEC also specifies where the main bonding jumper must be located. It should be installed at the service equipment, which is typically the main service panel. The bonding jumper must be securely connected to both the grounded conductor and the equipment grounding system. Proper installation of the main bonding jumper is essential for ensuring electrical safety and preventing electrical shock hazards. Failure to install a main bonding jumper or installing it incorrectly can create a dangerous situation. For example, if there is a fault in an appliance or piece of equipment, the fault current could flow through unintended paths such as metal water pipes or gas lines. This can energize these metal parts and create a shock hazard for anyone who comes into contact with them. The main bonding jumper helps to prevent this by providing a lower impedance path for fault current to return to the source, which allows the overcurrent protective device to trip and to energize the circuit quickly. When inspecting electrical installations, it's important to carefully check for the presence and proper installation of the main bonding jumper. Look for a conductor that connects the grounded conductor to the equipment grounding system at the service equipment. Verify that the conductor is properly sized and securely connected. If you find that a main bonding jumper is missing or improperly installed, it's important to issue a correction notice and require that the problem be corrected immediately. In addition to the main bonding jumper, There are other important grounding and bonding requirements in the NEC that must be followed to ensure electrical safety. These include the use of equipment grounding conductors, bonding of metal enclosures, and grounding of conductive objects that are likely to become energized. Equipment grounding conductors provide a path for fault current to return to the source from electrical equipment and appliances. They are typically run with the circuit conductors and connected to the equipment grounding terminal in the equipment. Bonding of metal enclosures ensures that all metal parts of the electrical system are electrically connected together. This helps to prevent voltage differences from developing between different metal parts, which can create a shock hazard. Grounding of conductive objects that are likely to become energized, such as metal water pipes and gas lines, helps to prevent these objects from becoming energized in the event of a fault. These grounding and bonding requirements work together to create a comprehensive electrical safety system that protects people from electrical shock hazards. When inspecting electrical installations, it's important to carefully check that all of these requirements are being met. Understanding these technical aspects of electrical safety can help you better explain the importance of a main bonding jumper to someone who may not understand it. It can also help you to remain calm and professional even when faced with resistance or aggression. Remember, your job is to ensure electrical safety, and it's important to stand your ground and enforce the code, even when it's difficult. Additionally, understanding the legal aspects of your role as an inspector can provide further support in difficult situations. As an inspector, you have a responsibility to enforce the electrical code and ensure that electrical installations are safe. This responsibility is typically outlined in your job description and in the regulations that govern your profession. You also have certain legal protections that protect you from liability as long as you are acting in good faith and within the scope of your duties. For example, you may be protected by immunity from lawsuits in certain circumstances. It's important to understand the scope of your legal responsibilities and protections. You should consult with an attorney if you have any questions or concerns about your legal obligations. If you are assaulted or threatened while performing your duties as an inspector, you have the right to defend yourself and to seek legal redress. You should report the incident to the police and cooperate with their investigation. You may also be able to pursue civil charges against the person who assaulted or threatened you. By understanding both the technical and legal aspects of your role, you can be better prepared to handle difficult situations and protect yourself from harm. Remember, electrical safety is paramount, and it's important to stand up for what is right, even when it's not easy. The NEC, published by the National Fire Protection Association, is the widely adopted standard for safe electrical installations. This code undergoes revisions every 3 years to incorporate new technologies and address emerging safety concerns. Familiarity with the latest edition of the NEC is critical for electrical inspectors, contractors, and engineers. The NEC covers a broad range of topics related to electrical safety, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding and bonding, and equipment installation. It provides detailed requirements for ensuring that electrical systems are installed and maintained in a safe and reliable manner. One of the key principles of the NEC is to protect people and property from electrical hazards. This is achieved through a combination of prescriptive requirements and performance-based standards. Prescriptive requirements specify exactly how an electrical installation must be done, while performance-based standards allow for flexibility in design as long as the installation meets certain safety objectives. The NEC is organized into chapters, articles, and sections, each covering a specific aspect of electrical safety. Chapter 1 contains general requirements that apply to all electrical installations. Chapters 2 through 7 cover specific types of electrical installations, such as wiring and protection, wiring methods and materials, equipment for general use, special occupancies, special equipment, and special conditions. Chapter 8 covers communications systems, and Chapter 9 contains tables and examples. Within each chapter, articles provide more detailed requirements on specific topics. For example, Article 250 covers grounding and bonding, and Article 310 covers conductors for general wiring. Each article is further divided into sections which provide specific requirements on individual aspects of the topic. For example, Section 250.50 covers grounding electrode systems, and Section 310.15 covers ampacity of conductors. The NEC also includes informative annexes that provide additional information and guidance on specific topics. These annexes are not part of the enforceable requirements of the code, but they can be helpful in understanding the intent of the code and applying it correctly. When using the NEC, it's important to understand the definitions of key terms. The code includes a glossary of terms that are used throughout the document. Understanding these definitions is essential for interpreting the code correctly. It's also important to understand the different types of requirements in the NEC. Some requirements are mandatory, meaning that they must be followed in all cases. Other requirements are permissive, meaning that they are allowed but not required. And still other requirements are advisory, meaning that they are recommended but not mandatory. The NEC is a complex document and it can be challenging to navigate. However, by understanding its organization, key principles, and types of requirements, you can use it effectively to ensure electrical safety. There are many resources available to help you learn more about the NEC. These include training courses, seminars, and publications. You can also consult with experienced electrical professionals for guidance on specific code requirements. Remember, electrical safety is a shared responsibility. By working together, we can create a safer environment for everyone. If you are unsure about any aspect of the NEC, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrical professional. They can provide you with the guidance and expertise you need to ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and standards that you need to follow. These could include local building codes, fire codes, and other regulations. It's important to be aware of all of the applicable codes and standards and to ensure that your electrical installations comply with all of them. Electrical safety is not just about following the codes. It's also about using good judgment and common sense. Always think carefully about what you are doing and take steps to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. If you see something that doesn't look right, don't hesitate to speak up. By working together, we can create a culture of safety and prevent electrical accidents. The incident you described highlights the importance of communication skills in your profession. While you are responsible for enforcing safety regulations, how you communicate those regulations can significantly impact the outcome of the interaction. Here are some communication strategies to consider. Firstly, be clear and concise. When explaining a violation, use simple language and avoid technical jargon. Clearly state the specific code violation and the reason why it is a safety concern. Secondly, be respectful and professional. Even when dealing with difficult individuals, maintain a calm and respectful demeanor. Avoid using accusatory language or raising your voice. Thirdly, be empathetic. Try to understand the contractor's perspective. They may be under pressure to complete the job quickly and within budget. Acknowledge their concerns and explain how addressing the violation will ultimately benefit them and their client. Fourthly, be solution-oriented. Instead of just pointing out the problem, offer suggestions for how to fix it. This shows that you are not just trying to find fault, but that you are genuinely interested in helping them achieve compliance. Fifthly, document everything. Keep a record of all communications, including the date, time, and a summary of the conversation. This can be helpful if there are any disputes later on. Sixthly, know your limits. If a situation starts to escalate, disengage and seek assistance from a supervisor or law enforcement. Your safety is paramount, and it's important to avoid confrontations that could put you at risk. By developing strong communication skills, you can be more effective in your role as an inspector and create a safer environment for everyone.